Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to what are Mother-Daughter Chronicles? Tentative name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to do. Guess who's back? Back again.
We used to have our podcast quite a few years ago,
Yes.
and we kind of stopped it because we felt like we didn't really know what to talk about all the time, which is so funny because all we do is talk.
That's all we do is talk. But we were trying to have themes all the time.
Yeah, and like podcast topics, and that topic was the whole episode.
Yeah.
But now that we've seen other podcasters come out and they don't just have to stick to one topic the whole time, it can be more conversational.
Which is our favorite thing.
Yeah, and we feel like, okay, are we going to hit record and suddenly have nothing to say?
Well, I can get awkward too. So, right?
Yeah, as soon as you hit record. She's great behind the camera. She doesn't like being in front of it as much. But you still, obviously, for this, you will.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And yeah, we figure all we do is yap, so we might as well start this up again. And people seem to, I was actually thinking about this when I was getting ready, because people seem to really like us, I feel. And even when we had our original podcast, like we had quite a few listeners and like random people I used to dance with. Like, yeah. But I think that because for me, this is all I've ever known. Like, is us being friends. So like I forget how kind of rare and cool it is. Not that I ever take it for granted, but it's just like I don't know any different.
No, I know, because we've always gotten along. I mean, there's been a couple bumps in the road, but for the most part, we not only do we get along, we love doing stuff together. We love going on adventures together. We love hanging out.
I bother the shit out of her all the time.
Just storms my room whenever she feels like it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a dance party, and sometimes she just lays on me or
chats while you're trying to read.
Yeah, I'll have my book, and she just thinks that's open invitation to start talking to me, and just a girl can yap.
Yeah.
This one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am a certified yapper.
Right. It's so true.
Yeah. It's so funny because I feel as soon as you hit record, it just feels like such a different vibe.
Well, yeah, because like this is now going out to other people. Mm-hmm. So you tend to, for me anyway, I get self-conscious. I don't want to be canceled. I feel like we're kind of moving away from that of just like let people learn and grow instead of immediately like they're done. So now I feel a little more comfortable.
Yeah, and we all know that like if our podcast takes off or when it does, there's going to be people out there psychoanalyzing us. Like people even did that with Gilmore Girls. This is an unhealthy codependent relationship. It's like, God, can we not just live anymore? Like, everyone needs to psychoanalyze everything.
Yeah.
And I was just saying to her, because I'm a huge fan of the Canceled podcast with Brooke and Tana, and it's such a genius marketing idea to call it Canceled, and they are so blunt and honest on there, because it's like to make an uncancelable brand, it's like certain comedians, like you just can't cancel them.
Dave Chappelle, he's like, okay, like cancel me. He doesn't care. Like
I don't know who that is, but I've heard of him.
Okay, yeah, no, he's a great comedian, and he doesn't care. Okay, cancel me. Like I'll go away, and then he kind of leaves people wanting more. He's very good at like marketing. Like in that way, that's a good marketing tool of like, all right, I'll just go, right?
Yeah, people who build those uncancelable brands, I'm like, damn, that's smart.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that or like could ever be blunt enough to be like quite that crazy.
Right.
I thought of an interesting first question.
Okay, great.
Because I mean, I feel like people who are originally listening to this know us already, but not everybody will.
But not everybody does. So we need to like reintroduce ourselves.
But without
Do we even say our names?
Oh yeah, hi.
Hi, I'm Casey, the mom.
And I'm Meg, the daughter.
I love it.
For anyone who doesn't know.
There you go.
And I'm 26.
And I am 50.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's the context. And I feel like I was saying to her, like, we can do some introduction type of things, but also, okay, so many trains of thoughts. Also, when I was getting ready, I was thinking, like, if we just got on here, because we have things we want to talk about in this episode, but if we just get on here and it's like, okay, song release went great, wellness retreat went great, like, there wouldn't be like as much for the viewers to listen to, because we have a couple of like more hot topics to talk about as well, and I think that that's what people want, right? They want like the tea and the gossip sometimes, because if we just get on here and we're like everything's great, then it's just a catch-up session.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah,
because
we
a lot of the times it's not great. I know, like little hairs.
I know. Okay, so I thought of what do you, in no context, however you take this, what do you think is one of the most obvious ways that we're different? Because we're very similar.
I would say my love, it's funny because I'm going to say my like love for movies and TV. Like you don't watch them, you want to be in them. That's what you're pursuing. But I love them. Like I love watching. I could watch a movie or 2 movies a day
and on a weekday. I think that's
wow.
so crazy.
I'm so crazy. I would say that's the first one that pops in my head. Otherwise, I feel like we're really similar. Like I'm a huge reader, and you were kind of dabbling until you found the whole classic literature. Now you're a huge reader as well. Your room is filled with books.
Yeah,
and
I feel like I had that typical story where you read a lot as a kid, like book a week as a kid. I never stopped. And then in high school, you kind of fall off it and then you pick it up again in your 20s. I feel like so many people say that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, and yeah, I did dabble a lot with reading, but I never quite found my thing until I found classics.
No, like I've given you a few books that I knew you would like, but those are few and far between. And then you found classic literature.
Yeah.
And you're off to the races. But I would have said reading had it not been like, it had it been like a year ago, because I'm not sure when the whole classic literature, when was that? Like in the
last summer.
Yeah.
And I would say like I would have read maybe a book or 2 a year before that. Like it's not like I ever really stopped reading. I just wasn't like, now I read every single morning. It's a part of my entire routine. If I have free time in the day at work, I'm reading it between shows. Like it's such a big part of my life and really changed my life. And I want to do a whole episode on, not a whole episode, but a segment of an episode on that, how like classic literature actually changed the trajectory of my life.
It does.
Ended up in Scotland, ended up meeting the best guy ever. So like there's so much that I feel like classics catapulted forward.
You just never know what that thing is that's going to be around the corner that could change your life, right?
Yeah, because who would have thought like, oh, classic literature is going to change my life? Like, you
yeah,
know, who says
no?
That? So anyways, I would agree. Yeah, definitely like TV and movies.
I would say the other thing I can think of is confidence. I think watching your generation, your confidence and I don't know, just the different generations of you and I, like I'm a Gen Xer, like you just, you buck up. I don't know. Like you figure it out. Like there wasn't like the same, and I'm not saying it's a good thing that there's now talk about mental health and all that. But I would say like in that general, like you guys have a lot more, you communicate better. Everything just is, you guys have amplified it a little bit in the most positive way. You guys are so confident. Like the way you
specifically, I also, actually I was going to say women, but I feel like it is kind of everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's quite beautiful to see, because you should, like, my inner monologue should, like, it's terrible. I'm working on it. It's a practice. I'm working on it, but you would never, the way I would speak about you would never speak to yourself that way. Like you're very, you think you're the cat's ass, as you should. Everyone should feel like that. Right. So I would say, for me, it's like I'm working on it, but for you and your generation, you guys just seem really confident and very like break the mold kind of our generation of, you know, whatever society has told us that we did or we were supposed to do, right?
Yeah, and I think that social media can be so toxic, but I attribute a lot of that to social media because you see what other options are out there for life. It's not so like, because I feel like as a teenager, your access to things out there was the media, which is all curated, whereas TikTok, you can go on and I can post a video of my life and that's what people see, and I can see other people's lives and how they're living. And that's a one reason I really love social media. We just have access to that. You
do, for sure, because I'm growing up, I mean, the most I did at like 15, 16 is we would take a bus to Toronto. I'll just say that. Anyways, you can cut that if you want. But
why a bus to Toronto?
Well, just because the whole location thing. Anyways, I would take as a 15-year-old, I'd go to Toronto, but like that was kind of like not a lot of people traveled like in my generation for money, or just we didn't even know I don't know, we just didn't know we could, like we camped a lot. But you guys have such a more worldly view about about topics, about places, about like, it's just a more worldly view. So
yeah, because we're all a little more connected, and there's also kind of this race against time. I feel my generation feels, where we're like, global warming, this world's kind of falling apart, whereas you guys thought more like longevity. And you were able to, because a normal job could still get you a house. Like, we're all just kind of screwed over here. Not that, I mean, a lot of people though, like, you guys still had help from parents and stuff, like financially, to like get a house, but it just wasn't like impossible though, like it is now.
Yeah, no, it is impossible. I don't know how your generation is going to do it. I mean, the whole time you were growing up, we were like, don't rent. It's like throwing money out the window. And now I'm like, dude, you're going to have to rent. I don't like you know.
Renting was kind of like seen as not like, cool or not good
back
like then. And now it's like, that's
of course you're going to have to rent.
But I've kind of always thought I would be a renter, just because I could never imagine picking a home and having like roots
and like
somewhere.
Staying there.
No, like I definitely am a drifter. I want to be all around, and I just don't see how I could ever pick like one country and one home to live in. I think if I find it, that'll be good. But also going back to what you said, so like confidence and we kind of go to the beat of our own drum.
Yeah.
Like my generation, and there's so much to unpack. We could actually do a whole thing on that, because even seeing like on TikTok early 2000s interviews, like remember the one where Nicole Richie is on the red carpet and they're saying she looks thick next to Paris Hilton. Totally. And it's like, that would just never be said nowadays.
Oh my God, the stuff. If you guys go back and look at any interview with Britney Spears, they will talk about her body.
Boobs,
yeah,
and
her
she's
boobs.
Like a minor. What the fuck?
Yeah, and then or her virginity, like this shit that people ask, like these old white men are asking, like creeps. It's so creepy. Like, what are you doing? You can't do that. But we didn't know any different. Like, we were just like, but that's the way it was. And now we look back and we're all like, ooh, that was bad. We did Britney bad. Like,
oh, that poor girl. I love her so much. But that's really sad.
Or Nicole Richie, like, she's amazing. You look thick she has a different body type. But this generation's all about embrace the beautiful body. And, you know, like, some of the things that kids wear these days, it's great. Again, the confidence is great. I just wouldn't have done that at 15, 16 if I didn't have the right body type for it. But that's what I love. It's like, yeah, I don't know. This is my body. Like, I'm going to wear what's in style or what I want to wear. And I think it's great.
Because we were, as a kid, for me, it was ingrained, like, dress for your body type. And now it's like everyone just dress how you want to dress. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
And what I think is one of the most obvious ways we're different is like, well, okay, not maybe visually right now, but typically I'm more like the gothic. I like metal, dark, like emo rap music, and she's like just became a Swiftie and likes like Coldplay. Yeah, no, I'm like happy vibes.
I'm more like mainstream, and like more of a.
She's a basic bitch.
I am a basic bitch, and I'm happy about it. But then my whole wardrobe is black. It's
giving Morticia, the stuff she wears. Her netted sweaters and her long black skirts.
Yeah, I love
the hair doesn't help too. The
hair doesn't help. Yeah, I know. But no, so aesthetically I look kind of goth, but I am not. I'm a little mush inside of like love and sunshine and rainbows.
My style changes a lot, because I was going to say, and I feel like I dress more girly, but it really depends on the day. Sometimes I'm in a yellow bow dress. Other days I'm in fishnets and goth boots. But those boots you got me for my birthday are the cutest boots on earth.
Well, it's
Steve Madden makes
he slaps every time. Like, he's just like everything we own. We have so many Steve Maddens, right?
This, but I'm scared we're running out of time. I'm not sure. All right. My camera can only record in 21-minute increments, so.
Anyways, we were saying Steve Madden, like we're both obsessed with. Like, we both have loafers and boots and
everything. And what I love about his shoes, they're pretty affordable. And like my loafers, I have walked miles in those shoes. Yeah. And they're still so comfortable.
Well, she owns about 4 pairs of shoes. So,
yeah,
and they're all Steve Maddens.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not a shoe girl.
You're not a shoe girly. Even we have a big event this weekend, and I said, you need shoes. And she might as well have been a 5-year-old throwing a temper tantrum. I had to say, I will buy you chocolate. Can we just go get you shoes?
I hate shopping for shoes. shoes, which is funny because when I own shoes I like those Steve Madden boots you got me, I would wear them every day. I love them. But shopping for shoes, I don't know why. I just hate it because I love clothes shopping. But yeah, I would say we're different in that way. And I would also say that you're like usually a little nicer than me. Like she's a little, like I'm a little harsher than her. Like if I don't like somebody, I'm like very obvious about it. And she's more like, I don't know. We both have same levels of empathy.
Yes,
but I think we just carry ourselves a little different. Like if there's someone I all of a sudden don't like I cannot fake it. And I feel like you're a little more like professional than me.
Yeah. Well, I just get worried I'm going to hurt people's feelings. So I
don't give a fuck.
She doesn't give a fuck. She will cut anyone out of her life if she's pissed off. Like she's just like, you did me dirty. You're gone. Yeah. She doesn't care. And I'm more like, oh, I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to, a little more tiptoey. So here's a really good story of exactly this. No, for me, because I was at a wellness retreat last weekend, and so there were 2 women running it, amazing women, and the one day the one did the breath work and the next day the other girl did the breath work. So we're sitting around the circle and we're talking about it on the second day. And everyone's comments were like, well, I really like this one a little better because of this. And my stomach is full of anxiety because I am like, are they hurting the other girl's feelings? Like, I can't help it. Anyways, I had a discussion with one of them afterwards, like actually when we were leaving, and I was telling her that, and she's like, I promise you we're fine. Like, you have to like not worry about that stuff. But I can't help it. Like, I don't know how to like turn that kind of off of just like, they're grown-ups. They do these retreats all the time. They know they're going to get feedback like this. Like, they don't take it personally. So why do I take it personally on their behalf? You know?
Because they probably know that if someone liked someone else's better, it could just be that it resonated more with them, 100%. Not that it's anything they did. But
I was just like, I don't know why
too, though.
I don't know why everyone's wording it that way. Like, I'm just like, can we not word it with like, yesterday I learned this and today I learned this? Like, I don't know why it had to be like, this one was better or that one. Like, I was just so anxious. Like, I just was like, oh my God, you're hurting her feelings. So then I was like at a point where I couldn't even hear what other people were saying because the whole time I was like, I hope she's okay. But then I started missing out on people's like shares because I was just like so anxious about, someone's feelings getting hurt. What was it?
It's just the hair, but I just didn't want it to land in your eye.
It was eyelash. My eyelashes are falling out.
I don't know. That's a little long.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, that's.
But you would probably feel the same.
I would, yeah. That's like, because I would almost feel like, yeah, the kind of like artist performer in me wouldn't want to feel like we were comparing people's like performances / like, what would you call it? Like ceremonies.
Yeah.
I would feel that too.
Yeah, and they were completely different breath works. Like, they weren't the same. They were called different names. So of course people are going to like one better. It's going to, like you said, it resonate better. So that's not a big deal, but yeah, I don't know. I got to somehow work on that a little bit because that wasn't like, I don't know. Why does it matter? I don't know. Just let them people say what they want to say. But I think that's my personality is I'm very cautious about how I speak to people because I try not to hurt their feelings. And you...
I think I'm very cautious of that too.
Cautious of that. But if someone's done you wrong...
Yeah. Well, I'm a grudge holder. I'm a Capricorn.
Grudge. And you, from Crosser, you're done. Like, you're done. Like, there's no second chances with you.
I wouldn't say that.
I guess it depends on where they are in your life.
Yeah. I would say I'm, like, at points have been the one that gives 500, 600 chances to some people. Like, in dating situations, I'm not great. But maybe it's a little more case by case. It's hard to say. Yeah. But I do think I'm just, like... harsher with people. Like, I don't know. I want to give my work example, but I can't. I know. Get fired.
Why don't you just say it in a...
There's somebody at work that just did something I didn't like, and now I can literally barely look in their direction, and I just...
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say which workplace. I'm not going to say who, because I have many workplaces. So don't fire me. But
well, no, they can't fire you because you don't know where it is. I don't know. It could be this job. It could be me. Yeah. I don't know. I'd like to fire my mom.
Yeah. So your wellness retreat, though, was really good.
Oh, it was fabulous. It came into my life during a very difficult, the last couple months have been really tough. Actually, I would say this year has been really tough. And it came into this. I'm a firm believer in the universe will give you what you need. And I think the universe kind of saw, because this was not in my plan 2 weeks ago to go to this. And then all of a sudden it kind of fell into my lap, and it was offered to me and I jumped all over it. And it was the best 5 days. Like that last night was like in top 10 of like all-time favorite.
When you were jumping in the water?
Yeah. All-time favorite days of my life. The dance party, and we were all in, we were all wearing white, and we had a closing circle, and we made bracelets, but it was funny. We were all, the difference between when we arrived on Friday and to that last day, Tuesday, we were all best friends. Like, it's just like, I don't know. I love women energy, women. Like we came together and we just all healed a whole bunch of shit together and just moved forward. And I just think it's a really beautiful thing. So
that's why they're saying it's so hard for women to date now, because we get such fulfilling relationships from our friends that it's like, what guy is ever going to even compare to that? And the thoughtfulness, like we both have friends that like send us care packages and check up on us. I just got a message from my friend Brooke yesterday. Hey, love you so much, thinking of you. Like, it's just like, you're always, I feel like with your friends, you're always on their mind. I feel like we each have like so many good friends, and like all over the map, different friend groups.
I want to be surrounded by men that love women too, but they're not threatened by that. It's not like, I just want them to just, women are great. That kind of thing, not get in the kitchen.
And there's also like, one of these episodes, our episodes, I don't know why I said my, I want to so dive into that, and like how I feel like I've dated people that literally just romantically or emotionally did not like women. Some of them, it's pulling teeth to hang out with you, and it's like, I don't think you are emotionally attracted to women.
Yeah, no.
Because now with my guy like asking me so much about myself, the fact that I'm flabbergasted by that just shows that I don't feel like anyone, maybe other than one other good boyfriend I've had, is like taken the time to ask me things about myself like that, or like, oh, what are your plans for your YouTube channel? Or like when I did his birth chart, oh, send me yours, I want to read yours. And it's like, I was so, and then I took note of it, the fact that I was appalled, because I was like,
it's like the bare minimum that he's taking an interest in you, right?
The fucking bare minimum. And I was still like, oh wow, you care.
That was like, I met a guy on the plane, we sat together, and he talked to me for almost the whole flight. At one point I was reading and he was watching his show, but his questions, I couldn't even believe it. I was like, I didn't even know some men could communicate like this. Like, it was pretty, like, tell me about your weekend. I was like, oh, I was at a girls' weekend for my friend's 50th. Oh, like, tell me about your friends. What? I don't understand. Like, tell me about the book you're reading. Tell me about, what do you do for work? Then ask me questions, like follow-up questions. And I was just like,
follow-up questions.
Wow. I mean, this is just so refreshing. So there are men out there, that can handle it.
Definitely. I think, and we also did a wellness retreat together one time, and that was like really, really, really fun.
It's great.
I love wellness retreats.
Yes, me too. I think they're just a good place to reset and just kind of get yourself back on track if you're into that kind of thing, like journaling, meditating, yoga, like anything like that. Like, sometimes we get lost in the shuffle of the everyday, and I think this was like the reset I needed. So just to kind of get myself back on track and that kind of thing. Yeah,
it's good. And I released my second single. It's called 100 Days, and it's available literally everywhere. So
anywhere and everywhere.
Amazon, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, it's on too.
Can we talk about the day that we took those pictures?
Oh my God. See, this is a difference of us.
This is a perfect example of you and I. So we had to go to a celebration of life for my uncle. He passed away in March, and it was a couple hours away. And so her and I went together. And then she needed a picture for this new song coming out. So we're surrounded by, she had a vision of water, beach, that kind of things, or water, not beach. But I was like, we're surrounded by beaches. There's, we're going to go.
And specifically, I didn't want you to I didn't want a tree line in the background. I wanted it to look like an ocean and endless thing.
Yes. So we find a beach. We're like, okay, here's a beach. So we've had, you know, a day. We're dressed like we're at a celebration, so we're dressed like in like that, and so we're walking on the beach, and the beach is packed because it's a hot day. So it is like,
and it's
full.
Weekend, was it?
Yeah, it's a Saturday.
Yeah,
so it's full of people, and they're fine. They're sitting there. There's people in the water. It's this like a beach day, and this girl just walks down the beach like until she finds the spot she wants. We had to have walked quite a ways down. Okay, we get there. I'm mortified the whole time. I'm like, everyone is staring at us. I don't want to do this.
As they should be.
And this one is getting compliments right, left, and center.
We walk by this, literally within 1 minute of walking onto the beach, this lady was like, oh my God, I love your dress.
Yeah, because she's in this like beautiful white long dress. Okay,
very out of place for a beach.
Everyone's in bathing suits and they're playing on the beach, and then us come in. It's just ridiculous. So I'm like, click. I'm like, let's just get these pictures and get out of here. Then does she not turn around and go, okay, let's go back to the car and change now. I need my other dress.
Yeah, because I bought this other dress for the shoot, but she was like, why don't you just try this one first and we'll see.
The one she was wearing, I was like, this one's really pretty. Let's just do that one.
But it wasn't my vision, so I said, yeah, we'll try it, because a lot of the times that you say, let's try this, ends up being the winner. So I was like, okay, let's just try it. But I'm like, I bought this specific dress for this shoot. It's the vision. So we go back to the car.
So we
change.
We walk again, okay, by all the same people. Okay, we get back to the car. She changes in the car. I'm just, okay, we're just changing now. She's wet, whatever. So then I'm like, okay, where do you want to go? And she's like, I want to go back to the same spot. And I
that spot
died inside. I'm like, you now want to walk in a new dress past all these people again. And she's like, yeah, like,
I had an outfit
She
change.
didn't understand. She's like, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do.
Yeah, so then once I'm in this new dress, I physically get in the water.
In the water. We're in front of the same people we were before.
I'm floating. I'm thrashing because I need videos for content and photos.
Yep.
And I'm like, you need to stand over me. I'm like in this murky water. It's just like a lot, yeah.
And then now a mother and daughter walk by us, and she's older, like she's in her 20s, and she's like, oh, just beautiful.
Yeah, she literally just said beautiful.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow, it's incredible the energy you put out. And we talked about that on the way home, of just the energy of like, she doesn't care because this is her vision. She doesn't care what these people think.
Well, if somebody's judging me, it's like, well, I'm taking photos for cover art. What the hell are you doing if you're going to judge me?
Yeah. See, and I'm like mortified. I don't want to even go back to the same spot. I'm like, everybody's looking at me like, this is so embarrassing. Talk to my best friend. She's like, I would have been the same way. I wouldn't even have done it. So I don't know if it's a generational thing. We were both like, and she's like, I can't believe you actually did it. And I'm like,
no, because also like my sister-in-law, Christiana, she said the same thing. She's like, I would have been embarrassed too. But she's like, I wish I had the confidence. But I think like you're the majority.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think most people would agree with you. Let us comment down below which one you are.
Yeah, because like, I mean, but then I see the pictures, and you'll have to go and look at them. 100 Days, Meg Dion, and just see the photos because they're beautiful.
It's
like
exactly what I saw in my mind.
It's
you crushed it.
Which is surprising because I was like,
yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, it's
she's
not
like, oh
what
my
is
God,
so
your
embarrassing?
Energy.
Like, what is so embarrassing about that?
And I don't know. I just think it's.
Is it the dress? What if I was in a bikini? Is it just like the dress?
I think it's just like having like this photo shoot. It seems so like, like look at us. I don't know, this like full photo shoot on the beach.
Full photo shoot, yeah. But everything turned out
like I
so
took like over 500 pictures, so like it wasn't like a 2-minute endeavor. It was quite a thing. And then it was I have to go change, and I'm like, oh my God, you want to go back now?
Yeah, and the people, like, it was a pretty small beach, so it wasn't like you were close to everyone.
Yeah.
But I mean, what's cool about the way you can just shoot things is it looks like we're in a pretty desolate area.
Yeah, no,
you can't even tell it's a busy beach day.
Yeah, no, it was, yeah. But that is our personalities wrapped up in a pretty little bow.
I just don't give a fuck. They can think what they want. Look how cool my album art or cover art turned out to be.
Yeah.
So it's like totally, like, embarrassing didn't even cross my mind.
Do you get embarrassed though?
No, not really.
Like if you were walking and you fell when you fell in the grocery store that time and I stepped over you.
So funny. I was a kid and I was running in Crocs and I fell and my littlest pet shops went everywhere and she just kept walking. Yeah, I would find that kind of embarrassing. I cannot use the washroom in public. We know that.
Oh, no.
Pooping in public, that's an embarrassment.
We can barely do it here. So.
Me?
Well, yeah, you got to shower after.
Oh, yeah. I have a hygiene problem.
Yeah.
But I like to think of it as a hygiene solution. Because okay, Jason Bateman said it. Some of you like poop and then put on your day clothes. Like the clothes you're going to wear all day after your morning shit.
It's not like...
Are you kidding me?
Okay, but it's not like... Okay, I don't wear thongs, so nothing's touching my butthole. So I have underwear. Well, sometimes I don't even do that. So underwear, and then like it's clean. Okay. Like I wiped it.
But to me, like that never gets it clean enough. Like you need either a shower or like a wipe, like a baby wipe.
Yeah.
That's the only way I feel like clean after.
Where did you take baby wipes again recently?
To the UK.
Oh, is that where it was? Yeah.
Yeah, but they were like moist wipes, so they could have been like for your hands because I didn't want to just roll up with a whole bunch of Cottonelle wipes.
Oh yeah, because you had it in like different packs, right?
Yeah, they were in like little individual packs.
So then you could carry them easily
for all of my public shitting endeavors. Which never
just in case you had to shit in public.
I was at a callback and I made her stand outside the public bathroom door to warn me if anyone was coming.
And back up because girl had to go to the bathroom, and I am just like, go, like you're gonna feel worse if you try and hold it. My stomach was
starting to like hurt because I was nervous. On top of that, I had just drank an entire Starbucks coffee.
Yeah.
And I don't think I ate yet, but my stomach was hurting.
I had made you something, but I don't think you'd eaten it. And just the whole time you could see her. She's like, I'm in pain. What does somebody want to be in pain? I'm like, just go to the bathroom. So we're at a place that I know is not going to be busy. It's not like a restaurant or anything. So I'm like, I know it's not going to be busy there. So she literally, I had to walk her like a 5-year-old. I'm like, come here. And then I put her in the washroom and I'm like, I will stand outside the door. If somebody comes, I will come warn you. And she came out a brand new woman.
I felt so much better. I was like thank God. And it took like under 30 seconds. It was so fast.
I'm like, I don't understand. It's so fast. Like, don't you want to feel better? If I gotta go, I gotta go. I don't care.
I love that. See, another difference. I love that about you though. I wish I was like that. I'm just so like embarrassed.
Yeah.
By things.
Sometimes you gotta stop on the side of the road. I don't know.
Wipe with some newspaper and just keep going. Road trip. That was so iconic. Yeah.
That's only been one time I've done that, right?
I feel like that would genuinely embarrass me less than a bathroom. I think it's just the idea of like other people being around me.
But everybody does it. I know. Everybody poops.
Yeah. But public washroom, I just can't. Because I was like, just turn on the hand dryer so at least there's noise. But there wasn't one. So
the
she's
noise
like,
thing I get. The noise thing I do get that. Like no one wants to
be farting up a storm in a public place.
Again though, because like everybody does it. I'm like, that doesn't embarrass me.
So like if you, let's say you're like shitting your ass out in a stall, you could walk out after, face the people that heard you and not care.
Yeah, I don't think it would bother me. I just think I'd be fine. I don't know. Like, I just feel like, again, I just know I'm going to feel better too. Mm-hmm. Like, to me, I think it's worse sitting in pain. Like you, because then you still had about another hour until the audition. Then we had to drive home. So I'm like, so you're going to hold this.
I would have,
yeah, I can't. It's so bad for you. I don't know. When your body tells you it's time to get rid of this. So I don't know why you're going against it. It's time to go.
Out of pure embarrassment. Let us know who you're more like.
That should be the name of our podcast. Who are you more like? We have a lot of similarities, but the differences are good too.
They're like randomly coming up in this episode. I feel like we don't have that many differences.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are coming up now.
Because we do have a lot of similarities too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're like the same person and we have like the same thought process about things. And
yeah,
sometimes we just, that's why I've always been worried to have a podcast, is because we speak a lot in like half sentences and we don't get our full thoughts out, because you don't need to. And you can literally say, what do you think about the thing? And I will know context and I will just know exactly what you're talking about.
So her and I, like you said it perfectly, of just like, sometimes I don't even finish sentences and then she's on to the next thing and we jump around a lot. So we're like, this is going to be awful for our podcast.
Mm-hmm. And we can talk at the same time and
hear each other.
Both. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't like, I never miss anything you were saying.
No.
And then sometimes she'll look up at me and she'll have this like doe-eyed look. And I'm like, you didn't hear me, did you? And she's like, no. But we know that look. We both are like, yeah, you didn't. They didn't hear us that time. But I think we'll be okay. I think it'll be fine. People that can keep up, keep up. I don't know. Those who can't, sorry.
We're just not for them.
No.
Okay. Should we get into the hot topic?
Hot topic.
Okay. Also, like the release went really well and definitely felt like there was a bit less of a response than with my first one. But I felt like you have said it's the summer. People are like,
people are just doing their own thing. Summers are different. Everybody's got a different vibe.
Yeah. And the first release, it's your first one, so people want to congratulate you on putting music out in the world, and now it's kind of like, oh, she's still doing this, cool. But it's not as exciting as the first time someone ever puts out music ever. And I was thinking about this also when I was getting ready. I was like, I think I would be more nervous if my friend, because remember Aunt Sarah was like, I was nervous for you to release this song because like, what if it was terrible? And
she almost didn't listen to it. She was like, I almost was like, I can't listen to it because I don't know what I'm gonna say if I don't like it.
Because luckily some of the most blunt people we know were like, it was actually good.
Right.
So I'm like,
I actually liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I would be more nervous if someone I knew was releasing something, because I would be like, oh my gosh, what do I say?
Yeah.
But the response was overwhelming and incredible in the best way. And, you know, Jesse made a good point that I haven't told you yet this. Wow, that was not a sentence. I haven't told
Jesse's
you
her producer
this yet. Yes, Jesse is my producer, my like creative soulmate. I love him so much. So he was saying, you know, it's also going to be a slightly robotic process for you, which I had never really thought of, because creating content is original and fun, and each song is going to have its own visuals, but it's the exact same formula of like, get people excited for it, release it, post the content, post the photos, and it's going to be the same thing for you too. So not only is it not new for them, it's not new for you each time. So you might also feel a bit less excited too, because you've done this before.
Yeah. So. There's always something about the first time too. Like it's just, you know, but maybe you'll go back when it's like your first EP or something, and then you'll get that. People will get excited to hear, oh my gosh, there's like a whole album out.
Yeah. And I think if I were a listener, I think production wise, I love both, but something about 100 Days, and I love like the journey it takes me on. As a listener, as a concept, I would probably relate to Easy to Miss more, just because I like confident music, and 100 Days isn't a confident song.
It's hard because they are very different. I love the chorus of 100 Days.
Me too. It's one of my favorite things ever.
Love it so much. Like it feels, what is it?
Ethereal.
It feels like, but spooky and sexy. I don't know. It's got a thing. And 100 Days is like, as a whole, better for like the confidence of,
or Easy to Miss, you mean?
Oh, sorry. Easy to Miss
is better for the whole, yeah.
Easy to Miss has got that. The confident, like, yeah, I know I'm the shit, which of course that's coming from her because she's a confident girl. So
yeah, they're both just so different, and I love them equally.
And now number 3 is being worked on.
Yeah, that one's been a bit creatively more challenging, and I have a 4th one written that we're going to start soon as well. So EP should be, my goal is to have it done by the fall, but you never know.
That's great.
And yeah, so it's gone really, really well. But yeah, so what's so crazy is I have my first super fan.
Yeah.
I have a super fan, and this is like tea, but I have to backtrack because it's actually like,
first of all, you've had stalker situations in your life.
Yeah. I don't know what about me screams, please stalk me, but
this one is.
It does. I've had a few weird situations. We should definitely tell, like the police station one. Like I had to go to a detective and do a video statement. We need to tell that at some point on a different episode. Like a long story.
That's
a story for another day. That could be its
we'll put a pin in it.
Thing. Yeah. That one, and then I won't get into other ones, but there's been some crazy situations. So yeah, with this one, it basically all started when I was in the UK, and I got this message from this girl in my message request.
How does it start?
And it says, hey girly,
you know
it's not going to be good. And I'm in the UK with this guy, and my heart sinks into my asshole. I'm like, oh my God, I have traveled across the world to see this man, and I'm getting a hey girly message. But somehow my intuition still was like, it's not going to be about him though, because I knew it wasn't going to be him, but I knew it wasn't going to be good.
Well, no, nobody starts off with hey girly.
No. Ugh, it's so fucking cliche. So I get this message. First opening line is like, hey, I know you're probably not fond of me, which was such an insane thing because I went on her profile. Her account is private, but not one single mutual follower in like at all.
Like,
So
you
I'm
don't know her name. You don't know anyone. Like, you're like,
never
I don't
heard
know
of
who
this
you
girl
are.
in my life.
Yes.
So it was so crazy to be like, I know you're probably not fond of me. Girl, literally don't know who you are. And that's not me trying to sound cool. Like, do not know who you are. But I saw your name and we should give him a fake name, Bill.
Yeah, Bill's good.
Okay. I saw your name in Bill's phone. Like, I was just wondering if you've met up with him recently or like sent him anything explicit. As you know, he's prone to lying. Yeah, girl, I do know that.
It's a lot to unpack.
A lot to unpack. Because I want to say, first and foremost, like, girls through and through, we are. For some reason, when I read this message, I just had this gut feeling, and I've learned to trust my intuition. I'm like, something about this girl just feels off. Yeah. And I didn't know what it was, because to me, the message seemed like perfectly nice. And she was even like, sorry to spring this on you, you know? But I don't know. I just had a bad feeling about her. And so I don't answer. Eventually, she unsends it. So I don't know if she thinks maybe I never saw it. But what else happens after? And like, okay, when I first read it, I was like, empathy, like, I want to comfort her and be like, you have nothing to worry about with me. But then I was also like, even if I comfort her, like, that doesn't mean I'm like, you only have to worry about me, you know?
First of all, as soon as you're saying he's prone to lying, girl,
there's your answer.
that's your answer. What are you talking about? Well, he's prone to lying, so I just want to check it. No.
As you probably know. And she says, I've just started seeing him like recently or something. And it's like, it didn't take you long to figure that out. Because, yeah.
Well, fair.
It's crazy. This is like also, so I think there's so much to unpack with the situation, because like this person is like the craziest of the crazy. Like, he's so objectively insane that it's like, girl, you're going to worry about him. Like, this is the hill you're going to die on, is like that. And so my theory is, if you even have the feeling to reach out to another girl and ask if your man is seeing her, there's your answer.
That's
you
your
already
answer.
don't trust him. You do
No.
not trust that man.
No, like, we are better than this. We are better than this. We deserve better, and we are better.
Yeah.
Women, you don't put up with that shit.
No.
Like, I don't know.
Because you know what? I have had moments in my life where I've wanted to do it. Like, I've seen a name in a phone and I've gone, that's not right. And I've wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But I would never, ever actually do it, because I would not be caught dead being that insecure. Like, it's just, and I know that it's like, there's so many layers to it, because on one hand, it's like, girl, I feel empathy. Like, it sucks. We've all kind of been there with like shitty dudes.
Yeah.
But don't be caught dead being that insecure. It's just so embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing. Yes.
And especially with like the person it's about. It's like, really?
Right.
You're going to stress about this man.
I know.
And not to say that I, you know, haven't had a tumultuous on and off thing with him, and like also have, you know, like I said, given people way more chances than they should have.
Yeah.
So that's why I relate. Like, I've been there. But it's also like, I want nothing to do with this. And I also thought I don't want to answer her, because I don't want this guy having any ammo on me. Like, blocked, this man would have to carrier pigeon me to reach me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Blocked out of my life. So anyways, that was just like a crazy message. And I didn't answer it, because I didn't want to get involved. I just don't want anything to do with this guy. And I don't want to give someone like false hope and comfort when like, even if I comfort, first of all, if I comfort you, who's even to say you're going to believe what I say?
For sure.
I don't know. To me, it was just like an insane thing. So over the last like 2 months, that was like mid-June, I get that message, because I'm in the UK. And all of a sudden, I start seeing this girl's name everywhere. Like, within 10 minutes of every single TikTok, Instagram story I post, her name is there.
There she is.
And it's crazy. And so with TikTok, about maybe a week or two ago, she follows me. So I know now I'm coming up in her following tab, because she's seeing me as soon as I post. But Instagram, she doesn't follow me.
Right.
So I'm like, the amount of brain power you need to spend on me to search my name and go to both of my Meg Dion and my Meg Dion art accounts and look at my stuff.
Yeah.
Her name is in my story views within 10 minutes, and if it's more than an hour, I think something must have happened to her.
She must be dead.
Yeah,
I don't know.
because there's no way
that
she has missed this story that was posted 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if they're still together or not, but it's like, if they are, that is so sad to be so fixated on somebody's ex. And some people, you know, have said like, who knows what he's saying to her that might be making her insecure, and that's awful. No guy should make a girl feel insecure, but like, that's not my problem. And it's really crazy. And so like, the thing I find so funny about it is like, make a fake account. What are you doing? Putting your whole ass name with your whole chest into stalking. Yeah. And like, that is just crazy. So I don't know if maybe
Love
she
it,
thinks
though.
I didn't see the message.
There's part of me that loves that boldness, though. Like, she's just either she doesn't know that you're gonna see it, or but she's just like, yeah, here I am.
I don't know
Like,
whether
just,
I'm like, what the fuck, or if I think it's kind of iconic.
right.
I don't know.
Somewhere in the middle, though, maybe, or a bit of both, because
Yeah.
that is pretty iconic to be like, here I am.
I'm stalking you with my whole chest.
With everything. You know exactly who I am, and I'm going for it. I mean, that's impressive. Like,
yeah, and I have posted with my new guy, like, more so on TikTok, but also on my Instagram. Like, you can tell I'm seeing someone. So I just don't understand the why. And when I don't understand the why of something, it drives me mental, because I thought maybe she, like, okay, also another key part of the story is him and I have zero social proof that we even know each other.
Yeah.
So what is he saying about me?
Totally.
That she knows my name, not just my name, but my full name.
Yeah.
How does she know who I am? And he's just the type of guy that would be like, oh, my ex is crazy. You know, like that kind of dude.
Or something like, my ex is gorgeous. Or like somehow he has like, somehow he's obviously planted some seeds. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'm not saying she's insecure, but when women are feeling insecure, this is how they behave. And then we get labeled as crazy. But if you're being fed stuff,
which I have sympathy for,
that part you do,
because that sucks. But I also wouldn't stand for someone like gloating about their ex if that was the case. Like, say a positive thing or two, but if it's to the point where it's making you insecure,
right,
and making you feel like you have to worry. So it's like the theories are like, so then I thought maybe she just stalked me because he's talked about me, and now she actually just genuinely likes my art. But I'm like, no one watches you that closely. Like, a lot of my friends, like my friend Carol, likes my TikToks all day, all the time, but she's not like, it's not within every 10 minutes, and she's not on my profile. Like, around 10:30 or 11, this girl has her, you know, nightly, make sure I didn't miss anything on Meg's page stalk, because she watches my videos every time I post them, but I think she goes on at night to make sure she didn't forget one.
It's like a part-time job.
It is, and I want to know what she does for work, because she has a lot of time.
Yeah.
She really, really takes her stalking
clearly has
seriously.
some kind of like an alarm to be like, oh, she has posted, you know, like a Google alert. Maybe they have one of those for like TikTok or something, because she's clearly has got it for you.
Yeah, it's like crazy. It reminds me of that Olivia Rodrigo song, the song Obsessed. I'm so obsessed with your ex. I'm like, this song, she could have written this about me, I think. So yeah, it's just like really crazy, and it's been like mind-boggling to me. Like, I just think that is so embarrassing and insecure to stalk someone with your full chest like that, like full real name. And I don't understand the following me, because it's like, that's like, to make a point, I'm a very public person. You don't need to follow me to see what I'm up to.
No, yeah.
That is a statement, I feel. And then to be in my story views is just crazy. The way and so here's the thing. I have seen some people in my story views, exes, ex-friends, whatever, maybe once or twice a year. And I'm like, you know what? I can't hate on that, because
they're just checking in.
It makes sense. Like, I don't hate on that, but it's the frequency of this that it's just crazy. I feel like she has to be very mentally unwell, which is sad.
Yeah,
and I totally empathize with that, but it's just crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's very...
I don't even understand it.
Yeah.
And so then I had this reflection, though, where I was like, oh my God, like, I was racking my brain. I'm like, okay, is she checking to make sure I'm not posting with him? Is she checking to learn more about me? Whatever it is. And I just couldn't figure it out. And then I was like, oh my God, thank God I don't understand it, because that means I could not ever, like,
is she trying to emulate you maybe too?
She's becoming me.
Right? Single white female.
The amount of brain power you have to put in to watch someone that closely is crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is, but yeah, is that all I want to talk about with it? Is there anything I'm missing?
I think that was it. I think that's all you were. Yeah.
It's just like really, really sad, and praying for her to get better.
Yeah,
because that's very, very mentally unwell, and
she obviously needs to do a little bit of work of like her insecurities.
Oh, and what I wanted to add about this is, like, with the guy I'm with now, like, first of all, green flags if they say positive things about their exes, because, you know,
Absolutely.
him and I naturally had like the chats of like past relationships, and he had like such positive things to say, but not in the way that would make me insecure. It was just like, she was a nice girl, whatever. End of that. Very short, very brief.
Yeah,
but
not
like
together anymore.
Yeah, but green flag that it's positive things. And because I like him so much as a person, I'm like so happy that he says that. Like, I'm like, I hope she was gorgeous because you deserve that. I hope she was nice to you in the past, and I hope that he's had good experiences. So I feel like, but in the past, would I have felt insecure if I thought a girl was prettier than me or cooler than me? Yeah. But when I feel like when you actually feel comfortable with someone and secure, you're like, oh yeah, I hope your exes were great because you're great, and I want you to have had good experiences.
No, it's so true. Like, I just feel like anybody who's bashing their ex and like, she's crazy, that to me is a red flag, because I want to know what made her crazy. What did you do to make her feel crazy? So, you know, and like, I don't know, I would want somebody who's like, yeah, they were great, it didn't work out, or you know, we had these differences, or like, there's so many other things you can say besides my ex is crazy. I mean, it's so generic. Like, I know, get something else.
I'm sure this guy's coming up with some really intricate lies for me though, so who knows what he's telling her, right? But you know, it's just, I was kind of bothered, and then I made like all my close friends story. I talked about my new guy, and then afterwards I was just like, why would I let this bother me? Like, I have things so good now, and all I'm doing is existing. I'm not doing anything bad or like, I'm just existing. And then my new guy, he was like, why don't you just block her? And I was like, but I'm so public. Like, if I block her, she could just make another account, which honestly she should, like a fake account. But like, yeah, blocking just won't really do anything because I'm so public. She'll just make another one and watch me from that. So I think I was going to almost block her for her own mental health sake, because I don't think that's healthy. And I don't know. I don't even stalk like Saturday Night Dynamite that much, like my favorite bands. Like, I don't even look at like Billie Eilish that closely. Yeah, I know. So it's like, it's really sad to think how much of her day she's spending thinking about this. But I know. So I was at first really annoyed because I was like, I want nothing to do with this man. And I remember my friend Brayden talking about this one girl as a mosquito, and now I use that analogy for everyone, where it's like, it's annoying as fuck. It's not going to ruin your day. It's just a buzzing that is irritating. And that's how I felt for so long. I was just so irritated. Like, what are you looking for?
Just a little mosquito.
What are you doing? But now I'm like, this is so cool. I have my first super fan.
Super fan.
Like, I don't know anyone who cares this much about me.
I mean, I don't even.
Yeah, I was going to just say that as a joke.
And I'm like a super fan of hers. And I don't even think I stalk her that much.
Yeah. So like, it's kind of cool. Like, it's not an annoyance now. I'm just like, this is epic. Within 10 minutes of everything I post, I have my super fan watching it. Yeah. So, yeah.
So that's that.
That's the hot tea for the week. Well, we've had a crazy week, but I think that's a good introduction.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a big weekend coming up.
Yeah. My brother's getting married.
It's a full wedding coming up in 4 days.
Yeah. So it's actually insane.
Yeah. We have to decide when we're posting. Do we decide, or are we just willy-nilly?
What if we did Fridays?
I like Fridays.
Okay, let's do Friday. Yeah.
So he's getting married tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. If you're listening to this or watching. Who texted you?
I don't know.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening to our first episode or watching our first episode. This is going to be up on YouTube and everywhere you get your podcasts.
Yep. And we will be back.
Yeah. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.